Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Today, I was able to have Amazon Prime deliver my Bret the Hitman Hart The Dungeon collection to my house. It was dropped off at about 7:15 this morning. Very awesome. The Amazon Prime does this. Once again, it's, I believe, $80 a year, free 2-day shipping, and guaranteed delivery of pre-orders on a release date. I can't speak about this, anymore. I mean, it's just beyond the point of awesome. I don't have to leave my house, and these new releases are dropped off at my house. This is going to be brought to you by Amp Energy Drink, and probably the only unboxing and unveiling that's going to be done in front of an open, empty field. But here is the Bret Hart Dungeon collection for you. It's a 2-disc set. A lot of people really like this cartoon-looking cover. I honestly didn't do my homework. I don't know if Bret the Hitman Hart drew this or not. But honestly, I don't really like this cover this much. I don't think it gives a whole lot. I don't know. I much rather would have a collage of Bret Hart pictures in my mind is something that I would like. When you open it up, there's the 2-disc Blu-ray set, both discs, pink and black. Wouldn't expect anything else. Bret the Hitman Hart, The Dungeon Collection, Disc 1, Disc 2. We do get a match listing underneath the discs that they've done on the Blu-rays for the last few collections. One here on here. One match that really popped off on me was Bret the Hitman Hart versus Andre the Giant. This is a match from Italy in 1989. I don't really know how this match is going to work, but it was the first one that really jumped out at me that I really wanted to see. I remember on the last Bret the Hitman Hart DVD, the best there is, was, never will be. They had a Bret the Hitman Hart versus Ricky Steamboat. I believe it was from the Boston Garden. I was really expecting a whole lot from this match, and I've heard it's not even their best match. But that's the one that Bret picked to put on there. I'm expecting that Bret liked that match, and it's on there. Honestly, to me, that is the one match that really got me wondering about it. But the matches that I really want to see on here the most: Bret the Hitman Hart versus the Islanders, Bret the Hitman Hart versus the Twin Towers. I want to, I said Bret the Hitman Hart, but it's the Hart Foundation. I apologize. The tag team matches is what I want. When I bought Bret versus Shawn, the rivalries, I honestly was thinking there was going to be more Hart Foundation on there. I was really looking for some Hart Foundation versus Rockers matches. I was honestly hoping they could squeeze one on here from some sort of a house show, but we'll see what it is. We have an Intercontinental Championship match right there, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Ric Flair. I don't know why it's an Intercontinental title match, but it's from Connecticut in November of '91. Looking forward to seeing that. Bret the Hitman Hart versus The Undertaker. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Some Blu-rays exclusives on here is the him talking about travel schedule, sleeping on a plane, Survivor Series with Bob Backlund, The Masked Man, Trumpet Sound, Customs with Owens, Lost at Sea, Prized Possessions, and 2 of the Best in Japan. Some people might be looking forward to seeing a Bret the Hitman Hart versus Tiger Mask 2 match on here from the Tokyo Dome in 1990. Flip over to this one, pop this side up, this 2. Bret Hart versus Diesel, the King of the Ring. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart in Stockton, California. That might be the closest match to here. Bret vs. Lafayette at In Your House 3. Bret vs. Austin at the Sun City Super Bowl. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that before. That's pretty intriguing right now. Bret vs. the Patriot, one of the biggest main events for a jobber that's ever seen. Then we have Bret vs. Booker T in '99 on Nitro. Bret vs. Sting from the pay-per-view called Mayhem. And then some more Blu-ray exclusives on this side. Doing it old school. Bret and Bulldog versus Owen and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That sounds pretty intriguing. We have Bret versus Yoko on Raw from '93. The WWF Championship match. That's pretty fun. I don't know what that is. Oh, Bret versus Hakushi, Above Average Muda. Give you a little shout out to our buddy that we hung up with Luke Cage at SummerSlam 2010. And then we have Bret versus Vader from Saturday Night's Main Event in 1997. Can't go wrong. The picture on the back cover was pretty cool. Bret with the Canadian flag. Wouldn't expect anything less. The matches they highlighted is Bret versus Dynamite Kid, Bret versus Andre, Bret versus Tiger Mask 2, Bret versus Taker, Bret versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. But that's the rundown of Bret the Hitman Hart Dungeon Collection. This is out today. I picked mine up from Amazon, but you can head on out to Best Buy or any other local retailers. I'm sure that Walmart will have it, Target will have it. Won't be that hard to pick up, but I got mine from Amazon. Peace out.